G'day friends and fans, welcome to Day Talk Stuff, your reliable news and commentary from inside the Manosphere. Now, this is a weird one because women, well, apparently, according to the UN, the Manosphere is being fueled by women. Now, the Manosphere is a loose umbrella term. It's the boogeyman the left want to bring out when the words misogynist, racist, sexist, homophobe, and Islamophobe don't fit or won't stick. Now, most of these groups are self-help groups, dating advice, frequently promote healthy lifestyles, but generally are anti-feminist. And while mainly male-dominated, there's actually a rising number of female participation. And of course, this has the mainstream media and, of course, the United Nations panicking. Now, before I continue, a word from our sponsor. You, the viewing audience, keep this channel going with your ongoing support. One way you can support the channel is my merch. Empire Valves, that's one word, empirevalves.myshopify.com, your one-stop shop for enchanting treasures by some writing. And of course, there's buying my books and joining my Patreon. All my links are in the link tree in the description below. Now, according to mainstream media, it is social media algorithms that are rewarding us with highly polarizing viewpoints. Really? Where have you been for the last 15 years? That's all Facebook is highly polarizing viewpoints. Someone used to be on Twitter, right? Yeah. But sensationalism has always been the bread and butter of media. And, of course, as people are tuning out from pride parades and celebrity gossip and, once upon a time the news used to be the news and not about celebrity drive-bys, celebrity drug rehabs, or upcoming movies, or all three at once, or Jimmy Kimmel's personal drama. Never leaving out the fact that his audience was also his staff, and that his staff writer was his wife, and she was overpaid according to pay scales. But never mind that he was losing millions of dollars a year, that he didn't have an audience. No, Jimmy Kimmel, free speech. No, he has the right to speak, but he doesn't have the right to be funded. But male influencers are often at the short end of the stick. 77% of monetized YouTube channels are women. So somehow that 33% is oppressing women because they're taking money away from women, everyone. But posts and videos by men are antagonistic to women, apparently now. It's a clown world. It absolutely is. And another threat to feminism is the tradwife movement. Apparently, women aren't allowed to choose. They have to be a feminist. They're not allowed to be tradwives because it's a subculture. Well, it's like communism. You're allowed, or Model T Ford. Every model, you have every choice, comrade. As long as you choose communism. Yeah, it's called the Henry Ford model. We have every model in every color, as long as you choose black. Yeah. Of course, they exaggerate what the tradwife movement is. It's just a bunch of people who want to live a traditional lifestyle. What's wrong with that? It's their choice. But apparently, this reinforces the Manosphere's core argument about feminism is harming both women and women. Actually, it really is. If you look at the mental health, look at the decline in the population, look at the decline in wealth, look at the decline in education. Yeah, female teachers. So I need to tell that you know what I'm talking about, right? Now, the monetization of the gender divide. What? Women have monetized feminism for a long time. It's a highly profitable industry. Female consumers play a direct role in the monetization of the gender war. Heck, there are channels that get $5 a month for yap, 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 and every day for 10 hours a day. And for what? I offer you a product. But no, apparently, you've got to be some sort of alpha male, super fitness male, and basically rip off your audience and keep them perpetually hooked and docile instead of actually helping them improve. This is the symbiotic loop of social media. And if you don't play the game, you don't get rewarded with the clicks, views, comments, and cash. So, apparently, when Gloria Steinem gets $20 million from the government, that's stunning and brave. But when a man makes a video and makes a couple of bucks a month, he's monetizing and perpetuating gender wars and producing and exploiting insecure men, or selling advice to women on how to cater to the alpha male. Every movement has its grifters. We all see them. We all call them out. Most of us don't like Andrew Tate, but we cannot argue with Andrew Tate because he has the views. He has the zeitgeist. He has the audacity to never admit when he's wrong. So there's a impenetrable war there where, as much as the media claims to hate him, they love him because they need a boogeyman. And he's gladly playing that role because he makes money off being the left-wing boogeyman. And this is the problem. Genuine people do not make a genuine difference immediately or over time unless the audience cares enough about the topics. And right now, do men really care about the Manosphere, or do they really care about the entertainment value? And just like feminism, how much of it is performance? How much of it is women scared out of their minds by the crowd and just going along to be left alone? But we know the greatest victim is Gen Z, and they are rising fast, and they are catching on. They are the UN for Women. They are panicking because amongst the Manosphere, Gen Y and Gen Y, male and female, are the most active audience members right now. I mean, active. They're not the largest audience, but they're the most active. They ask the most questions, and they appreciate the fact that we're not boomers lying to them, telling them just do the hard work. We're telling you how it is, that no, sometimes it's only luck that you succeed, my friend. You could have the best product in the world, but if the platform doesn't like you, no one's going to see you. You can have the best coffee mugs in the world, but if people only want to pay $10 and you just can't reach that price, you're going out of business. It's the reality. You don't always win. You don't always get your way. You do your best to survive. And the best advice right now is, if women really are feeling the Manosphere, let them. If a woman wants to make a podcast, no skin off my nose. Right? Who am I to say that she hasn't got the right to make a Manosphere podcast? Right? If we gatekeep everything, we basically play right into the Liberals' hands. The Red Pill in particular is supposed to be a movement without rules or membership fees. And yet, the left, they just keep on raising money and keep on beating us at the, they keep rolling out how much the quartering, Andrew Tate, critical drinker, sexist, racist, homophobes, unpopular, they're losers. Elon Musk's a loser. All these put downs from the left. And at some point, Gen Z's looking at saying, geez, I wish I could fail like Elon Musk, right? Who wouldn't want to fail like Elon Musk? Or who wouldn't want to be a big loser like the critical drinker? Oh my God, he's popular. Oh, what a loser. This is the problem with the left, is that they are just so caught up in the bitterness that I'm not surprised that women are turning to the Manosphere just for their mental health alone. Where they're suddenly realizing we're not 1950s Democrats from LA saying, hey, toots. And they realize, and a lot of people don't realize that a lot of these hey, toots, they all come from Hollywood. They're all products of Hollywood. That the past wasn't like that. And the society shifts, both male and female, seeking a return to traditional family, to traditional gender roles, to one-income households, to being able to say, I'm sick, but I'm not going to go broke because I'm sick, or my insurance is going to cover or my loan is going to be covered by my insurance. Now, I don't know about you. I had a car loan, and when I got sick, my car insurance didn't pay. I had insurance, unemployment insurance, and it didn't pay. And I found out 50% of people have their claims knocked back, and that's the average. Oh, you haven't been in long enough. Where's it say? Where does it say you need 100 doctor's certificates? Where does it say you have to be in it long enough? Oh, it's in the fine print, which there isn't, by the way. It's just the judges, they don't care. They just take the insurance company's side every time, claiming that people cheat the insurance company. And it is unfortunate people do cheat insurance, but I'm telling you, Gen Z, they have grown up hearing the stories. Life insurance, unemployment insurance, none of that meets the bills. So they say, what's the point? Your rent goes up faster than inflation. And then the government steps in and says, oh, it's the landlords. But then you go to the landlords, and the landlord's saying, we're not making any money. We're hit with building inspections, fire drills, all these things they have to pay every year, insurance, and how many people don't pay their rent, and rental insurance isn't covering it anymore. So what's the point? Everything is being dragged down by the government, and Gen Z is looking at the past and going, was it that bad? Because people survived back then. People had families. People bought a house on one income. And Gen Zers feel cheated. Men and women. And most Gen Z, they don't have that boomer mentality in them. And they see the boomers and go, you made it all, but you don't retire. You don't stop making money. And you spend it all. And they go, well, it's keeping the economy going. And yet, we don't see any of that. They don't spend it on us. They spend it on themselves and each other, on their country clubs, on their golf courses. So, yeah, a lot of people are angry at the Donald Trumps of the world, but it's not the individual billionaires. The biggest waste of money has been pointed out by Elon, and that is government programs, particularly with the fact that more money spent on welfare. All right, if you just wrote everybody a welfare check, it'd be cheaper. The oversight is costing more in bureaucracy than the so-called fraud, and the so-called fraud is in the billions. I say so-called because sometimes we don't have the proof of fraud. We only have the allegations. No one gets arrested. No one goes to jail. Well, a handful go to jail. The rest have fled the country long before. As soon as there's sniff of investigation, half the people have fled. Now, it's very difficult for most kids to start a business. And when they see so many people struggle, I mean, again, it's the fact that the question is what's real and what isn't. And so I can understand why GG is so questioning. I can understand why people asking, well, why are there women in the manosphere? And it's simple. Heterosexual women are not interested in what feminists have to say anymore, because feminists aren't talking about family. They're not talking about children. They're not talking about all they could think about. And this is the communist obsession, is the working class. You know, there's only two classes, the working class and the political class. They don't want you part of the political class. They don't want you to know what's going on behind the scenes. They all want to shovel you into factories and then execute you at 60 years old. AOC said it. There's no reason for anybody to live past 60. Really interesting. Let's bookmark that and see how she feels at 61, right? And how would she like an execution date? But that's the thing, isn't it? Rules for thee. And so when I look at the UN explaining why it's dangerous for young people to be involved in Manosphere, that's all I need to know. I don't have to read the article, really. All I need to know is whatever the UN hates must be good for you kids, because the UN has never, all right, the UN has never done anything good. Remember, the Korean War brought to us by the UN. The Vietnam War brought to us by, all the way with LBJ and Mr. Freedom himself, so-called Harry Truman. And don't forget that glorious clusterfuck in Iraq would never have happened if it wasn't for Clinton making stupid deals. Oh yeah, it was France backing out of those deals too. Hollande and Merkel, who gave us the Ukraine war. And don't forget, the Ukraine war was brought to us by Barack Obama. So, and Gen Z, the majority of Gen Z don't want to die for Zelensky, and Zelensky won't step down, and all he wants to do is stay in power. Is it any wonder? Again, now, I'm not saying this is likely, but a lot of women are also scared, because who gets, war tends to victimize everyone, and women, they see their sons die, they see their husbands die, they see their brothers die, they see their fathers die, and then they also have the soldiers, and when they try to connect with the soldiers, and they can't connect. We saw most of the broken marriages during the 70s, 80s, and 90s, all former soldiers. So, is it any wonder no one likes the government, really, deep down? That there's nothing good or decent, that hard work isn't paying off anymore, and wonder why people are cynical? So yeah, I think women, congratulations, welcome to the right side of history, and I hope to see more women in the manosphere. Anything that brings the feminist communist agenda to a halt, and sees the restoration of the West, because let's face it, the intersectionality, feminists and Islam and communism, they think there's no good outcome. Point to a country that succeeded. And then I say, yeah, but take away oil sales to the West. Yeah. Don't forget to like to support the channel. Thank you for your purchase. That's Empire Valves, one word, empirevalves.myshopify.com. Don't forget to swipe that like button. Costs you nothing. It helps with the social media algorithms. And of course, you can support me on Ko-Fi, Patreon, buy my books, buy merch. All my links are in the link tree description below. Scan the QR code on the screen. Appreciate each and every one of you. See you in the next video, and bye for now.